Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Hasnain Noorani, and I am the owner of the Pride Inn Hotels and Resorts. I started this Pride Inn Hotels and Resorts just 9 years ago, with our first hotel being of 28 rooms. And in 9 years, we have grown the business from one hotel of 28 rooms to 8 hotels with up to 1,000 rooms, and conference and convention center and conference capacities of up to 5,000 people. Having started over the employment with only 28 people, and today we employ over 1,000 people within the group. Over and above the Pride Inn Hotels and Resorts, which are 8 in total, I've also created 8 other companies which are running successful and profitable. But it has not always been a success. I must admit and I must confess, I have had 5 big business failures. And I have lost tons of money, millions in shillings, in my business failures. And do you know why businesses fail? There's only 2 reasons why businesses fail. One is when you go into a business purely just to make money. And don't get me wrong, yes, we want to go into a business to make money for sure, but it is more than that. And the second reason is sometimes you have a brilliant idea, you have a fantastic idea. You have opened your business, but the lack of knowledge of how to grow it. But once you open your business, you have to quickly grow and expand your business. Otherwise, you will soon run out of cash flow. Now, I want you to all understand what's profitability in business is important. I consider your cash flow as the most important when it comes to business. As long as you can cycle your cash flow, you can pay your people, you can pay your bills, you are in business. The day you can't do that, you are in trouble. And when I talk about these 2 biggest reasons as to why businesses fail, I am a big culprit of them within my 5 epic business failures. Some of those businesses that I went in purely to make money, or some of those businesses which I did not expand at the right pace that I wanted to. And that's why I failed. But one thing I've learned in life is you either win in everything that you do. You either win or you learn. You never lose. As long as you have that in your mind, you will know that you will be and you will want to try out, and your perspective and perceptions are going to change. So every time I make some decisions, remember, every decision that you make has its own consequences. So every time I make a decision and things go wrong because of any of those sort of decisions that I made, I console myself by saying, son, it's all right. You did not lose. You only paid your school fees because I learned. This is where, and I want to take you through easy steps. Now, I'm hoping that we're all adults here, because trust me, entrepreneurship is like, a polite word, making love. It's easy, it's fun, and you only get better at it. If you know what I know, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And if you don't, God help you. I say the right direction plus the right thrust gives you the ultimate pleasure in business. It's as easy as that. Sorry if you thought that was a bit on the higher side, but I'll tell you what, the better the effort, the better the outcome. And I'm going to demonstrate to you how easy it is. All right? But at the same time, you do know that you require good effort that needs to be put in. I will give you some simple 9 steps that if you follow, you will not only open your own business, but you will grow your business by 10-fold. And these are 9 steps, and if you follow them to the core, and I call them the sexy 9 steps. Remember, I did not say 69. I said sexy 9 steps that you have to follow. I am one of those, I kiss effectively. What do I mean by saying kiss? Kiss is simply, keep it simple and short. How do I ensure that the information that I give you is simple, short, and easy to understand? And that's why I have put the whole thing down in 9 steps. Now, let's move to the first thing, which is the first agenda, which is finding or opening your own business. There's only the first 4 steps that you need to follow to opening your own business. First and foremost, finding the right opportunity. Now people say, but there's so many things, how do I find the right opportunity? Opportunities are around us everywhere. You just need to ask yourself one question. What is it that in my day-to-day life that I'm not happy with? What is it that I'm not satisfied with? You know, sometimes we have those questions, oh, I wish there was a company who could do this for me. Oh, but there's this company, then they do this, but because they only have a monopoly, you know, so that they can actually charge so much more money, and they won't even give a service. Bingo. There you go. You exactly have your opportunity. There is a problem that you need to solve. So when I say that when you go into business, you should not only go into solving just to make money. When you go into a business because you want to solve a problem, I can promise you, your 75% chances of successful business is already out there. And I'll give you an example of one of the businesses that I opened like that, which was Cake City. Cake City was opened because during the month of November, I have very many birthdays in my family. In one of the Novembers, I was fed up with the arrogance of the bakers that were around my place. I was totally fed up. And I could not choose the cakes that I wanted. You had to place an order 24 hours prior. And I asked myself, who has 24 hours to place an order for a cake? How long would a cake take to bake? Why can't I order the cake the same day and get it delivered the same day? You know, why can't I go to a shop and choose the kind of cake I want, choose the flavor I want? Because they only had some couple of limited flavors. And that's where I saw I had the opportunity. So finding the right opportunity is the first one. Then you move on to the second one, which is get a solution to your problem. So once you found the problem that you have, what are the possible solutions? What would you like that company to do in terms of offering solution such that you as a consumer or you as a client is going to be happy? You could do some searches, you could ask people, all right? When I opened Cake City, I know this was the problem. My solution was I wanted a cake company where I could get a cake delivered within an hour's time. I wanted a cake company where I can go and choose the flavor that I want. This was a cake company that I'd opened in 2013. I wanted the flavors that I wanted at the time I want. And I want it delivered to me. I don't have the time to go to the shop to pick it up. So I knew exactly what I wanted. So I've got the solution, I've got the problem, I've got the solution. My third, in the corporate world, they call it the feasibility study. In my world, I call it my mummy and I call it my mummy test. My mummy test simply means that once I have a problem, I have a solution to it, I would actually go and sit down with my mom and ask her this question. You know, I'm trying to, do you know that this is a particular problem? Do you realize the same thing? Yes, I do. And so this is what I want to do. I want to create a company that is going to do this and that's going to do this. The moment I see that she starts interacting and you see that glow in her eyes, and I ask my dad and you see that they understand the whole concept and the whole idea, all right, I know that I have gotten an idea that is right. I would then go ahead and pick up and maybe ask my friends, ask my colleagues, ask my workmates. And if you're all in agreement, that is my feasibility done, because there is a problem. I am not going to spend so much time in doing up those long, huge business plans, because I know there's a problem, I'm facing it, my other colleagues are facing it, my family is facing it, my friends are facing it. So let me create a solution out of it. And that was in 2015 when we opened Cake City. With our first shop and our first month, we only sold 100 kilos of cake. Today we have 9 branches in Cake City and we do 10,000 kilos of cake a month. That is the kind of market that we tap into because of offering simple solutions. That was a problem in the market. Then the fourth thing, remember I've talked about finding the opportunity, I've talked about finding get a solution, the feasibility studies, or what I call a mummy test. Then the fourth thing is finance. Now again, just like my brother, finance is never a problem. A lot of people get stuck in finance. You have the right idea, you have a client who can purchase, who can pay for your idea. Finance, always remember, start small, dream big. You start at the smallest. You could start from home if you have to. You could start from and sometimes a lot of times we shy out in starting because we feel, oh, we'll need so much capital. Go and negotiate. Maybe you can go and negotiate with the landlord. He may be able to give you a shop without you having to pay a deposit. Negotiate with the suppliers. They might be able to give you something. Unless and until you don't negotiate, how do you know what is going to happen? That way, when you negotiate and you negotiate with various suppliers and with various creditors, they have given you credit. So this is exactly what I did with Cake City. I went, I identified the right location that I wanted to open the cake shop. I went and sat down with the landlord. I told him I don't want to pay a deposit because I can't pay your deposit. Can we negotiate to such a way that, I don't pay your deposit, but I'm willing to pay you a slightly higher rate? We sat down with the landlord and we agreed. So therefore, my capital for deposit, I could manage to slash it out. I talked to the equipment suppliers, and they agreed to give me a whole payment plan over a 6-month period. Then I only needed a small amount of money, which is where I borrowed from family, friends, whatever it is. So capital is never a problem. It is about your intention to do it. And don't shy out. You have to go and negotiate. There's no harm in negotiating. There's no harm in putting your offer on the table. See what the opposite party says and find a solution. But unless and until you don't negotiate, you don't know what the answers are. So once you've managed to maneuver through the finance stage, which is the 4 steps that I've said, bingo, congratulations, you now have a business. And get a good name for your business so that you have your SEO is easy. Get a very unique name for your business because your name is your identity. Just like the way when we chose Cake City, I was focused that I am going to be selling cakes and only cakes. And that's why we chose the name like that. Now that you have opened your business, you need to grow your business. And this is where you follow these 5 steps, and I promise you, you will grow your business even tenfold in the next couple of 2 or 3 years. And this is something that I have intentionally or unintentionally continuously followed in all my other businesses where I've had my successes, and it has worked for me. So the 5th one, which is now the first point actually for growing your business, is communication, visibility, and being bold. There is no shame in selling, period. You must make sure that wherever you are, you have your business cards with you, go and talk about your brand wherever that you have to. And there's 2 rules of communication that I want you to all understand today. The first rule is, there's only 2 forms of communication, It's either a face-to-face or a telephone call. People love hiding behind emails. Emails is only a form of record keeping. You pick up the phone, talk to whoever you want to talk to. After you have talked to them, pull down an email that this is what we discussed. Because it is those meaningful conversations. And obviously now that we have the virtual conversations also, which is replacing more of the face-to-face, but not emails. I used to have this friend who really inspired me when it came to communication, visibility, and boldness. I'm not going to name his company for confidentiality purposes, but he had just opened his business. And we were in the same building. And when he opened his business, I looked at his concept. It was quite interesting. And he started with one bike, one of those bikes that he was delivering. Every industry event that he went for, he would wear a branded t-shirt of his company and a cap of his company. The moment he entered the company, the guy was no shame when it came to selling. Literally no shame. I want to sell my brand, I want to grow my business, period. And he would go out there making sure that he would not spend more than 5 minutes with any single person in that room. And he'd make sure that he had met 70%, he'd introduce myself, oh, my name is this and this is what I do. My name is this is what I do, and maybe have a small 1 or 2 minute conversations. There was once we got invited to a state house. I was quite curious to know what he would do because that was a black tie event. I wanted to see, would he come in with his t-shirt and his cap, what happens? I was quite curious. I woke up fresh early morning, I was quick there, dressed in my suit. I went to State House early, and there I was, waiting for him to come. And the guy walks in. You know what he had done? A black suit, and he had put his branding on the black suit here. And he had a black tie, he put his branding on the black tie. It said black suit, or a black tie event. He did that, isn't it? No one said you can't put branding on your tie. And trust me, the guy sold in that event. But that's what I mean by saying communication, boldness, and visibility. Attend industry events and things. Number 2, the 6th item is get the right team. Don't shy away from getting the right team. Get the right people for the right jobs. There's no shortcut there. Once you've got the right team, train them, empower them, motivate them. Allow them to make the decisions. Because if you're employing smart people and then you tell them what to do, there's no point of employing smart people, isn't it? So if you've employed smart people, let them do their jobs. There is one maths formula that I would generally work with. How many of you love maths here? Mathematics? Oh my, people don't love mathematics here. Okay. So this maths formula is very simple. Happy staff is equal to happy customers. Happy customers is equal to happy business, which is equal to happy profits. Happy profits, which is equal to happy stakeholders and shareholders. So this is the formula that I work with. The seventh item is keep your word. When you promise that you are going to do this, when I'm going to deliver my cake in an hour's time, it has to be delivered. There is no shortcut to this. Because your reputation is your biggest asset. Even if it means you're going to lose a little bit of money, as long as your reputation is intact, you are going to get tons of referral business. The eighth item is systems and expansion, just like I said. When you see that now your business is growing, there's quite a bit of demand, you need to become more efficient because so that you're able to keep your word. At that point in time, you need to expand. You need to bring in better systems in place. Do your analysis, do your studies, negotiate very hard. But don't fear. A lot of people, they get bogged down and they don't want to expand because they feel that I'm going to spend too much money. That's when I start thinking, screw it, let's do it. What's the worst that can happen anyways? As long as I can handle the worst, I will move on and I will march on. And the last but not the least, discipline and duties. Make sure that you maintain a proper book of records. Pay your taxes well. Make sure you pay your taxes. Stay healthy. Exercise. Make sure you sleep well also. And you live well. Because as an entrepreneur, one of your biggest things is you have to make sure that you are always sharp and bright to be able to make key decisions. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, these are the 9 steps that you need to follow. I gave the first 4 steps, which was purely finding the right opportunity, get a solution to the problem, then you do your feasibility test, or which is what I call a mommy test, and then the 4th item is get your finance into place by negotiating. Once you've opened your business, you go and move on to your next step, which is growing your business, which is communication, visibility, and being bold. Get the right team in place. Keep your word. When it comes to expanding, make sure you get the right systems and you expand. And make sure you're disciplined. You are separate from your business. Do not just collect off the drawers. Give yourself a salary and this is what you spend. Don't go on a spending spree of wanting to buy a Ferrari just because your business has hit the first million shillings. All in all, what I would say is follow the sexy 9 steps to the core, and I promise you success will be coming. You will achieve maximum and very good success. It's something that I have tried and I have used it myself. I'm not talking out of a textbook. This is what I do. Remember, every business is different, but it's just a summary of the steps you need to follow. My closing statement is, keep digging until you find something that you're going to be passionate about. Because when you get the right opportunity and you feel that this is something you're passionate about, so once you find something that you're passionate about, working will seem like it's a holiday. And when work seems like a holiday, you will do whatever it takes and you will deliver excellence. And when you deliver excellence, success will chase you. Success will happen. The 9 sexy steps to opening and growing your business. Thank you very much.